Hey guys, recording this on a Wednesday evening. We got some big, actually big Mortal Kombat news for once. Why they didn't show us off in the 30th anniversary, I don't know. Actually baffling that they didn't do that. And I know this isn't even going to appeal to most people, and fair enough if so. But you'll be surprised to know that I am hopeful for this. So what this is Mortal Kombat Onslaught. Cool to see they brought subtitles back. Onslaught's a bit of a generic one, but I think it's fine for what this game is going to be. So all we have is this image, and you can see that this is heavily inspired by MK11, but you have altered designs like Scorpion, Raiden, Jade, and you see Quan Chi and Shinnok. Shinnok actually using looking like his MK11 himself. It's cool to see Quan Chi and Shinnok here. I will say that much. But yeah, this is there's nothing too crazy for what I'd expect for an MK mobile game. I just think it's cool that they're here because Shinnok and Quan Chi are cool, and they're not classic trilogy characters, so it's always cool when they get to show up. And yeah, so this is another mobile game, which is why this probably won't appeal to most people. And again, fair enough, completely fair. Because mobile games, for the most part, suck. There's some I like, but usually the only time I'm playing games on my phone is using emulators. And this is probably going to fall in the same issue as MK Mobile. This is also developed by NRS, which is a awful company, morally, in terms of the content they produce. Well, that's a bit subjective, but let's just say I'm not a fan of what they do for stuff like story. And MK9. MK9 is just bad, but that was a decade ago. So, yeah, whatever. And because I've talked about this a lot before, if you talk to me on Discord, I mention this a lot. Oh, I think Mortal Kombat having spin-offs centered in mobile games, it would be totally fine. Because what it's a mobile game, you can ignore it. It doesn't actually have an impact to a story or whatever. Obviously, I'd still critique it regardless. I don't think being a certain thing defends you from criticism, right? But it lessens the blow. And MMO had some cool things, mainly the little images and the cards. And this was why I had to take for the longest time. I still do. That MK Mobile, the first game, that should have just been a card game. A strategy card game with the actual cards, instead of collecting the cards to then use in a shitty bootleg knockoff fighter game, even though a mobile game ain't going to be able to handle that. Now if it's a very old port, which they did. There used to be a UMK3 mobile game port, I believe, but you can't play that now. You can emulate it on your phone now. That might be a video, I'm not sure at some point. But yeah, there's not much to talk about here other than the concept. And the genre this is actually in is a turn-based RPG. And I don't like them in terms of proper games. By proper, I mean just not mobile games. Sorry, mobile games, but but I think it works very well for mobile games because it's working around the limitations of that. And now is the thing, a fighting game, like a Mortal Kombat fighting game, that's going to be very limited for a mobile game, and you're not going to want to play it. You're going to want to play a proper fighting game. But this is completely unique, and the genre is popular for mobile games, and rightfully so. You got games like I can't remember the name of it now. Star Wars game with the I can't remember the name, but you have like a bunch of heroes and villains, and you make a team of 5, and you go and do like nice RPG with different waves of like enemies and stuff, and that's cool. Like that and like a strategy card game. I was like, hey, those are like the best thing you could do in a mobile game, or like a Clash of Clans style game. I don't know what genre that would be considered. I don't know what that's deemed, but like you roll a realm and you can like pick a realm and like customize it and stuff, something like that. That's another idea. So considering this is like a concept that I thought, hey, this would actually be a good idea, and seeing that it's actually going to be a thing, that's pretty cool, and I'm quite hopeful for it because again, I want new stuff. I want change. I want nuance, but the nuance has to be good, and this could be complete dog shit, and there's a high chance it will be, right? But on paper, and looking at this just image, which doesn't actually tell us much, but I think it's good. I think it's decent, and in terms of what MK could do next, this is like the best thing I could think of, like on concept. Because I don't care for another reboot. So I don't care for another mainline entry. Not until a while. I genuinely think you need to give the mainline series a big break. Even though fans are like clamoring for new Mortal Kombat. But for games, I think you should be doing spin-offs. Because that is unique and you can do your own little stories there. And they've tried to like branch out recently with like all the movies and stuff. Problem is the movies fucking suck, and that's the problem with them. So this mobile game could also fucking suck. But nothing here is alarming me yet. But again, we don't actually know much. But there is something alarming me because they're promising a cinematic story for a mobile game, which is peculiar. I don't think it will be like properly cinematic. I think they're just saying that. Because most games in this genre, mobile games, you'll get like a text story or whatever. I assume it'll do this. I can't imagine them having like fucking epic cut scenes and stuff, which I don't care for. I think I think storytelling can arguably be more effective just on paper. Really, like I really don't care if it's just text or what, because I write and I don't have the resources to make a fucking cinematic story like NRS. But yeah, so I think the confirmation of a story is interesting, and especially since this is obviously going to be like a separate universe, I imagine. And because like an RPG game like this with mobile games, they usually have a very complete roster, and it's usually quite easy to implement new characters. It might be a bit harder because you probably don't overdo it with the graphics looking at this. Also, trying to replicate MK11, I think it looks decent in this primary stuff. I can't tell. I think they're fighting in a Netherrealm somewhere, if I were to guess, because there's a lava around. But yeah, again, it doesn't really tell us much. But it has like some like revamp like designs, because like I mentioned, you got Scorpion, Jade, Raiden. They all look quite different. Quantity there, again, it's just his 2002 design from Day Alliance. They brought that back, which kind of lame, but there's definitely subtle differences there. So yeah, it shows they're not just like copying stuff from the other games. They're occasionally trying to replicate MK11 style, but unlike MK Mobile, I have a feeling this indicates that they will be doing more unique stuff. Like they will have a bigger roster of characters that's more unique instead of just, hey, here's 10 variants of Scorpion, right? Like 3-era characters, MK4 characters, like transitional characters, even motherfuckers haven't been playable before, like Tassia and No Face. I think there's hope that they can show up. And what RPG usually does, Chronicles. I played like the Stars one that I can't remember the name of now, even though I just looked it up. They usually have like, hey, you unlock the character. It's for the most part it's going to be microtransactions, right? That's just how mobile games are. I'm not going to defend it. I don't like it. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend purchasing any microtransactions for mobile games. One, because they're always really overpriced, and in this case, NRS is just a very scummy company who doesn't like deserve that money. And like NRS developing this is, and obviously my main concern really, because yeah, I don't really trust them, especially with a story. And Dominic Chancholo, the only writer NRS has, at least to our knowledge, made a tweet about this. So he's working on this, and that's a concern when they said that they're promising a cinematic story mode. So that's worrying. I think from a story perspective, this probably won't be great. But as a mobile game, I don't think they'll be actually trying anything too crazy to the story, and I hope they keep it simple. Like a Forces of Light versus Forces of Darkness thing was CDR's idea. I agree with that, especially since these RPGs a lot of time will split the characters with heroes and villain groups, because this is about making a team. It'll probably be teams of 5, if I were to guess. Actually, how many characters are here? 1, 2. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. I was going to say like how many heroes and villains are there. Maybe that indicates like the amount of characters that we facing each other. But you have Sub-Zero and Scorpion fighting each other because of course. So yeah, I don't know how it counts. And if they do a heroes and villains like class thing, I don't know what they'll class it as. Now that I think about it, that's a huge concern, because there's a lot of in particular villain characters who shouldn't be considered villains, and there's a lot of neutral characters in MK. So actually, now I think that probably won't happen. I've just seen games do that before. So actually, yeah, MK might not do that. Come to think of it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just speculating and stuff, and this video won't go on for long. I mean, we've got gone over 12 minutes here, but I've only got like things to speculate on and just say that I'm kind of hopeful for this. But there are concerns, and I'm obviously going to still be critical about it, as I always am. But yes, you'll be surprised to know that I'm hopeful for this, and I think, again, as a concept, this is one of the best things they could have done. The mobile game, being a mobile game, obviously it's not going to be anything amazing. But I think the potential of like this RPG thing, and you got your teams, and you can have a great variety of characters on the roster. Even if most of them will be locked by fucking gacha mechanics, if I were to hazard a guess. It'd be cool. And it'd be a good way to introduce characters that haven't showed off properly. And especially since you have like a story mode of sorts, I assume not every fucking character will be involved. And also, again, I don't know what the story's even about. Especially if it has so many characters. And again, it's probably going to have to be in a separate timeline thing. If they just introduce like a new timeline that branches out into like the console games, then that would be kind of clever, actually. I doubt that's what they're going to be doing. I have no clue what they can do for the story, but they have confirmed there will be a story. So I don't know. Again, I'm hoping there's something simple. We're not going to get anything great out of like a mobile game story and stuff, but you know, usually you have the characters and they'll give you like a little description about them, so you can just straight up use like 3-year bios and stuff for the 3-year characters to bring them back, to just let people know about them. I'm sure, because again, it's a story mode, a lot of details you'd have to just miss out because they don't apply to the story in terms of events. But yeah, like don't like fucking retcon characters in your mobile game. I assume they don't care enough to do that in a mobile game. But again, it's NRS. I really don't know, especially if Dominic Chancholo is working on this, which is again why I'm concerned. But I'm still hopeful, and it's probably going to disappoint me again, I'll be honest. And also, this is releasing in 2023, sometime then. We don't know a specific date, but it's interesting because I don't know why they'd make this alongside the next Mortal Kombat. I think they're probably working on Injustice 3. Now I think about it. And I think whatever their next Onslaught game is, I think it would be revealed at the Game Awards at the end of this year, and that'll probably be Injustice or something completely different. It won't be MK because, again, they would have just revealed it at the 30th anniversary. Albeit, I say that, and they could have revealed this at the 30th anniversary, and they haven't. There's not even, like, MK themselves haven't really done a proper reveal. It's just now on, like, news articles and stuff, and they spread it around, which is weird. And again, it's just questionable behavior from NetherRealm Studios and WB. You know, it's a mix of the two because, you know, you have ARS who are developing these games, then you've got the higher ups in ARS who are scumbags, then you've got the scumbags who are higher up above them in the publisher company of WB. And we all know WB loves cancelling shit. I think games are safe from that though, but I don't know. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I'm hopeful we'll at least get this to release. And again, look at me, hopeful that something releases that's MK. Because I'm very interested. And again, it's going to be bad. But it's interesting. Like, in terms of the gameplay, I'm not even that crazy about it. I just want to see characters be brought back. Maybe some new designs. Like, some new cool looks. But as you can see here, it's only very subtle changes, seemingly. Unless they do variants of the characters. And I hope they don't do that much. Like absolutely have variants of a character. Maybe even like a costume system. I don't know. But don't overdo it, especially if you are missing like previously playable characters in MK. Because spin-offs and mobile games, you should be using that opportunity to bring back everyone. Because you're not going to have the opportunity in a fully fleshed out modern MK game. You just aren't. And I understand that. Again, the roster decisions they make in those games still fucking sucks. But yeah, now's their chance. There's a pretty good opportunity here. And the fact that they're actually going through with an idea like this does make me hopeful. And again, it all comes down to what the execution of this idea will be. But the idea, I think, is very good. And yeah, that's why I'm hopeful. But yeah, just be skeptical. Anyone who's excited about this. Because I'm excited about it. And I wasn't thinking I would be. I thought I'd dread the next thing MK related not be announced. And I hadn't even thought of them doing another mobile game. But yeah, I have hopes for this. Because I do think it can be something interesting. And it's something new. But there's always that concern. But I don't know. I don't know what they're doing anymore, really. It's been a crazy few years for MK. And a pretty dead few years. Like, I'm surprised I have another new, fresh topic I'm here to talk about. And I'm sure I won't hear about this game or get any more news about it for a while. Probably not until 2023, actually. But, yeah, I'm interested in this. And the first thing I've been interested in, like that's been revealed since MK Ultra Girls. No, wait, what was it called? I can't even fucking remember. Oh, yeah, I think it was MK Ultra Girls. But that was a cancelled like anime like kids TV show for MK, which again, crazy concept, but very new and very fun and kind of harmless. And I think this will hopefully be harmless. But I don't know. It depends how big of a deal NRSC this has. And I'm really not sure because they're doing something new for a mobile game, which is very interesting. And we haven't seen it before of MK. And this is the first non-fighting game shown on MK since Shaolin Monks. And please tell me the story's better than Shaolin Monks. Fucking God. Please tell me this game's better than Shaolin Monks. Because fuck that game. That's my spicy take. That Shaolin Monks sucks. But I digress. Clearly, I ran out of things to talk about here. Because again, I just have enough information to go by. I have thoughts, I have ideas for a game like this. That could be a separate video. But yeah, just wanted to spread the news. I'll probably actually release this as I stop recording. But Foster Talks is usually supposed to be a daily Monday thing, a weekly thing on Monday. That is what I'm thinking of doing, as I keep saying every video. But I'm gonna make an exception for this. I don't think that means I'll do something Monday. I don't fucking know. But yeah, this is cool. But yeah, I ran out of things to say. Well, I got over 20 minutes, so yeah, I'm just interested in this. I'm very intrigued. I'm very surprised, and it's something. It's more than anything on the 30th anniversary, and I know people are looking for an actual console game, but and I'm not a mobile game player. I just think it's interesting, I think there's potential in this as a concept, even if it's definitely going to be flawed. But yeah, I'm hoping this will be good. I'm hoping I'll end up liking it. But it won't be. Give it a few months and I'll be making a rant video about this. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.